Good morning, class. Hope you're all doing well today. Today, we are going to look at an important topic in social studies. Think about this. What would you do if your phone was stolen? Would you trust the police to help you? Imagine your phone gets stolen and you report to the police, but nothing happens. How do you feel? Do you think the police always succeed in enforcing the law? Today's topic is going to be on the challenges of law enforcement in Ghana and how it can be addressed. Today, we'll be discussing the challenges faced by the law enforcement agencies such as the police service and how the challenges will be solved. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to 1. Identify the challenges of law enforcement in Ghana. 2. Explain the causes of the challenges. 3. Suggest ways to address these challenges. The challenges of law enforcement in Ghanaian society. Law enforcement in Ghana faces several challenges that hinder its effectiveness in maintaining law and order. These challenges can be categorized into systemic issues, resources, socio-cultural factors, and regulatory gaps. These may also include resource constraints. So we'll first talk about insufficient funding. Many law enforcement agencies operate on limited budgets, which affects their ability to procure essential equipment, technology, and resources for effective policing. Another issue is also on outdated or equipment, limited modern equipment. Sometimes law enforcement agencies use equipment is not that is old or is not sufficient for current needs. This could include old vehicles, basic communication tools, or devices like the walkie-talkie. We also have outdated forensic tools. When officers lack access to these modern tools, it can take them a long time to respond to another incident or to solve cases, which can impact public safety. Another one is not enough um, trained personnel. This can also end up making personnel work long hours, which can lead to exhaustion. When officers are overloaded or they work too much, it can impact the quality of their work, making it hard to respond to quick, making it hard to respond quickly to emergencies and handle cases effectively. Another problem too is corruption and misconduct. Corruption within enforcement agencies erodes public trust and compromises on their integrity of the police force. Just like the example I gave earlier about the phone. Remember, I said if you have a phone, your phone is stolen and you report to the police and nothing is done about it, you, the individual, you are going to lose your trust in the police service. And it can also result in selective enforcement of laws, favoritism, and even shielding of criminal activities, undermining the rule of law and weakening the public's confidence in the justice system. This is a picture demonstrating um, some youth in Ghana who are going on a demonstration against corruption. So you can see on their placards where they have written, say no to corruption, corruption is too much. Ghana begins Some of them are not really clear, but you can see they are really agitated about corruption. So we also talk about misconduct, incidents of police misconduct such as police brutality, extortion, and abuse of power, fuel negative public perceptions and hinder community cooperation with law enforcement. Such actions damage trust, making citizens less likely to collaborate, report crimes, or assist in investigations, um, ultimately weakening the effectiveness of policing efforts. Sometimes you can see that some of the police engage in extortion activities. Sometimes you see a driver who has his license expired, then he'll give maybe some money to the police, then they will allow him to go. So when citizens see all these things, it makes them lose their trust in the police service. Another challenge is socio-cultural factors, community relations. Distrust in and strained relationships between law enforcement and communities can result in a lack of cooperation and support, which hinders officers' ability to perform duties effectively. When community members are reluctant to engage with the police, share information, or report crimes, it creates significant obstacles in maintaining public safety and solving criminal cases. In a situation whereby maybe in your neighborhood you know of a thief or an armed robber who has been stealing from people, but you decide to keep quiet and not report to the police, in a way you are aiding and abetting with the armed robber. So you need to report to the police so that they can also do their work. Another one is cultural norms. Some traditional practices and local customs may conflict with formal laws, presenting challenges for law enforcement officers who must navigate these complexities with sensitivity, balancing respect for cultural traditions while enforcing the law requires a nuanced approach, as failure to do so can lead to misunderstandings, community backlash, and reduced effectiveness in policing efforts. The third one we'll talk about is the technological challenges. Limited modern technology, often access to technology and data systems hamper crime detection, investigation, and overall efficiency of law enforcement operations. The rise in cybercrime presents new challenges that many law enforcement agencies are not adequately equipped or trained to handle. Political interference or influence or pressure from politicians or political parties can also interfere with law enforcement operations and can result in biased enforcement, favoritism, and a reluctance to take action against politically connected individuals or groups. Sometimes someone will commit a crime, then if the police want to arrest the person will ask, do you know who I am? Then they start making calls. Maybe they know a big man up there, so the big man will intervene. And some of these things um, affect the police in their line of duty. Ensuring the independence and autonomy of law enforcement agencies is crucial for maintaining impartiality and effectiveness in policing. When agencies operate free from political pressures, they can uphold the rule of law fairly and foster public trust in the justice system. Remember, the rule of law states that the law is a respecter of no person and everybody is equal under the law. The eighth one will be on operational challenges, sometimes geographical barriers. Difficult terrain and remote areas can present significant challenges to law enforcement, complicating timely responses incidents and making it hard to maintain a visible police presence. These geographical obstacles can hinder effective patrols and investigations, ultimately affecting the ability to ensure public safety and address crime in less accessible regions. Then urbanization, rapid urbanization and population growth can place significant strain on existing law enforcement resources and infrastructure, creating challenges in maintaining urban crime and maintaining order. Now, the population in urban areas is becoming too much for the police to handle. Sometimes the police who are in service or the police who are on duty cannot respond to everybody's needs. So it makes it quite difficult for them to work effectively. As cities expand and become more densely populated, the demand for effective policing increases, often outpacing the capacity of the law enforcement agencies to respond adequately to emerging crimes, trending, emerging crime trends, and community safety. So the picture shows how fast our population is growing in the urban areas. So this will be the end of the lesson. We shall continue next time. Stay safe. Bye bye.